Hi guys, Mrs. Castle here, and we're going to talk about drawing cylinders. So, first of all, one of the things that I really want you to see is what happens to circles. Here we've got a bucket that is circular, and what happens when we look at it from different angles. If you're drawing something something round and you're looking straight down at it, like leaning over it and looking down like a well or something like that, or into a jar or a cup or whatever, it's gonna look round, just like this. But when we're sitting down at a table and we are looking at something round, the angle changes and it begins to kind of squash down. And we go from a perfectly round circle to what's called an ellipse. And I'll move up a little bit so you can see that. It's no longer perfectly round. This looks like an ellipse, not an oval, because ovals are like an egg, are fat on the bottom and narrower at the top. Fatter down here and narrower at the top. An ellipse, and I'll go the same direction, it's kind of tilty, but that's the idea. This is symmetrical. You can divide it in half this way. Oops, let me draw a better line. Divide it in half that way, and you can divide it in half that way. But eggs are only symmetrical one way, that way. So you want an ellipse, and of course if you're drawing a cylinder, we're going to start with the ellipse at the top. I'm much better at drawing them that direction. Like this bucket, and I know it's hard to see white against white, I apologize. Ooh, even better. Let's draw my coffee cup, my favorite thing in the whole world. Almost. Okay, if this is the cylinder, or the ellipse for the top of my cup, it looks like an ellipse because we're looking down at an angle from eye to the object. It's going, my angle of vision is going down. So, then I can see from the very farthest edges of this oval, or the ellipse, I'm gonna come down at a slight angle. That's too much of an angle. I know it's hard to get things perfectly symmetrical, but perfection is overrated. We do the best we can. We make something look as much like the actual object as we possibly can, but it's never going to be perfect. Even photographs aren't perfect, so let it go. Don't worry about perfection. Okay, then the bottom. Because it's a round object, the outline is a circle. So if I'm looking at half of the circle, it's going to be an arc between here and there. Oh, Mrs. Castle's using math terms. Arcs, yes. It's going to be about a half of a circle between this side and this side. Now, let's talk a few details. I've got this like rubber grippy thing on there, and the top of it is going to be curved because it's going around, and the bottom of it's going to be curved because it goes around. And if I'm really looking and observing, it kind of dips in at the sides. So I'm going to make that curve in a little bit. That's too much. Something like that. Okay. So now I have a round object. In general, round objects are that way. Okay, occasionally you might see a cylinder that's laying on its side. Same thing. And a good thing to point out with this is, just like the boxes, we only draw what we can see. So we don't need those anymore, so let's erase that. So if I'm looking more at this end, and this is kind of a rounder ellipse, it's not perfectly round because I'm looking at an angle. I'm not looking straight at it. It's going to be a fatter ellipse, and it's not going to be perfectly round. My sides are going to go over at the top and over at the bottom. And then because this is round and it's going away from me, it's going to be like that. Okay. And then I could add the ridges on. And those are going to echo the curve here and the curve there because the ridges are going around the side. And I could even make the lumps. Erase there, erase there, erase there, erase there. Not perfect, but we're gonna let it go. It's not, perfection is overrated. So in general, that is how I might draw this can. And if I really wanted to go for accuracy, I could make the curves on the inside. Make this edge a little more bold and make it stand out a little bit more. Okay. All right. Sideways cylinder, vertical cylinder, cylinders upside down, same exact thing. So those are some things that you might need when you are drawing your objects for your final piece. Happy drawing. Oh, before I sign off for good, practice cylinders at least. 5 times, paying attention to coming down from the very outside edge. If you're drawing a cylinder and you draw like this, that looks like a muffin. It doesn't look like a cylinder. So beware of bringing the sides in too far. Okay, so 5 times each. If you want some cylinders to draw from, there are cans on your table that you can draw. You can draw the markers, you can draw the colored pencil can jars, all kinds of things very close by that you could use to practice. So happy drawing.